Okay, so my name is Ibrahim Okich. I'm a digital health consultant at AAA Software, and I'm also a pharmacist by profession. So the objective of this presentation is to explore the potential of artificial intelligence in pharma supply chain and in managing risk effectively. So there are a few quotes here that I'd like to share. So the goal is to turn data into information and information into insight. Yes, we have all the data. We have a lot of data in our systems, as have been expressed by my previous colleagues from MEDS. We need to take advantage of that data. Just a minute. And then, oh, sorry. So I was trying to imagine how quickly we'd make decisions if we had all the organization data integrated and analyzed in real time. Whereby when you sit in an office, you know what is going on around your institution, if in terms of operations, in terms of finances, in terms of workforce. If you could have a dashboard, let's say you have an interactive dashboard that is being relayed in real time, and it's being analyzed, and you only get to see the final results, and you can also dig in deeper into that data to get what information is beneath that, let's say if it's a graph or a chart. So from that, let me address some of the challenges that we usually experience in pharmaceutical industry. Like right now, there's increase of pharmaceutical product inventory. That means there's a lot of generic medications that are coming. We have various brands, we have various generic brands. At times it becomes hard to keep track of all this. And for all this medication, of course, you can't just use a one-size-fits-all strategy to maybe manage all this medication. Then we have demand variability. Demand variability brings along, let's say, overstocking, issues of overstocking, issues of maybe understocking. You end up with drug expiries. Then also in our systems, we have the data, the quality of data is not that good. At times we find missing data. At times some data are in a manual, maybe a manual form somewhere, some are digital. So you can't really get to bring all this data together, integrate them in order to learn from them. Then also we have our industry of low margins because of the increase of pharmaceutical product inventory. We also have operational inefficiencies within our system. The lead times, at times the drugs takes too long to reach the patient, that is to say. Another thing, we have huge chunk of analyzed data in our system. Yes, we have so much data in our system, but analyzing data takes time. And getting that time is in a busy setting, it's really hard. So you find a lot of data remain analyzed.
Dr. Okich,
yes.
Dr. Okich, just a moment. Could you do a slideshow and also talk a bit louder, kindly?
Okay.
Put it on slideshow.
Okay. Sorry about that. Is it okay? So
better now you can proceed.
Better. So regarding the analyzed data, so we need to analyze our data the moment they come in.
Yes, much better. Yes.
Okay. So the moment you get,
you can proceed.
Pardon? Sorry. The moment you get this data into our system, we need to analyze it straight away. So for these challenges, in order to mitigate such challenges, is where the artificial intelligence tools come in to help us in this. So we expect something like the end result would be, you have maybe a dashboard like this that I'm showing, whereby for every key performance indicators in your department, let's say the reports that you normally do maybe on a monthly basis. So instead of waiting up to end month to do those reports, you instead of doing that, you have a dashboard like this where the reports come in, they are being analyzed in real time and reflected on the dashboard so you can know what's going on in your organization. So for this to happen, we need to incorporate data in analytics. And data analytics just means is the process of analyzing that raw data. And the reason behind analyzing this raw data is just to find trends, just trying to find patterns, deep for patterns, so that maybe it can help you in decision making. So normally what happens when you're analyzing this data, you have to get data from different departments, you bring them together, you integrate them together. Now, depending on the problem, you have to define the problem. Depending on the problem, you'll note the required data that you need in order to solve that particular challenge. Let's say, sorry. You need to solve that particular challenge. Then you get to integrate all this data together. You clean the data, you clean the data, prepare the data in that. You remove all the, let's say, instead of a numerical value, someone might have placed an alpha, let's say an alphabet or something. You try to remove all those dirty data, or you try to watch out for missing data information. You include some missing information, or if there are any outliers, you try to remove the outliers. Now from there, you come into exploring the data. You try to describe the data. What does the data say? You can put them, maybe you can have different graphs so that you can get maybe a relationship of one graph to the other graph, like our mates colleague just did with their graph. You can see that it's easy to analyze a graph or a chart than analyzing numerical data. So that's why visualization might be important in making decisions, in driving and making decisions, guiding and making decisions. So from this descriptive data, after describing the data, you've explored the data, you're visualizing the data, you'll be able to note some trend. Maybe you'll find that maybe a certain drug has gone up in consumption. You dig into the data to find out why is this happening. So diagnostic analytics it involves digging into the data, trying to find out why is this happening. Now from that, you can gauge, or you can be able to get, this is the reason at why this is happening. Maybe there's one of your employees that normally maybe sell that drug more than the others. You see something like that. So with this data system, you're able to predict what will happen in the future. Let's say when you get your historical data and the current data stream that is coming in, you're able to get some form of a trend. Let's say maybe something like, let's say cetirizine. When you check the consumption of cetirizine and you compare it with something like a weather data, then you find out that cetirizine, maybe normally the consumption goes up maybe in July. You can be able to relate that and forecast that next year July, I should have this number of cetirizine in order to cover my consumption. Then for prescriptive analytics, it just tells you what you need to do. So from the historical data and the current data system, the system will be able to know what you did previously in your historical data that had mitigated that particular risk that you're dealing with right now, to be able to tell you what you can do in order to at least make progress out of it or improve on it. So artificial intelligence is rather just automating this process, whereby you try and process data in real time and make decisions, and that make fast data-driven decisions. Then now, to the benefits, you realize artificial intelligence can drive that end-to-end visibility of the products. You'll be able to even prevent counterfeits from getting into the system, because from the manufacturing to the consumer, you can see the product on how it flows through the chain. Now, if you have that end-to-end visibility, you can prevent counterfeit, and it also can prevent supply chain disruptions. And we're also advocating for the data that you have in your system. If you could share the data that you have in your system and share demand, your demand and inventory data across the chain, it will prevent supply chain events, in that at least the suppliers will be able to know what the consumers need, the level of the inventory that they have, for them to reconsider the stocking levels. Then also, then there's also the collaborating demand forecasting. If you can come together in the whole supply chain, let's say from manufacturing, distributorship up to hospitals. If we can collaboratively focus demand, we can reduce excess inventory that we have, and we can also reduce the number of expiring medications that we usually get. Then to the fourth benefit, this real-time data processing of AI and decision-making capabilities, it reduces the human subjectivity and biasness. So at least we're using data to generate decisions in real time. So we don't have to depend on opinions on someone or anything else. And now with data, you can also discover complex partnership and relationships. You can see how various, let's say, various variables or various data categories maybe relate to each other, just to form patterns and all that to help in decision making. Now, where should we implement using digital technologies right now? Right now, we have so much data in our system that we need to take advantage of it in order to make some effective decisions. And also another thing, technology has become cheaper. We have cloud computing has enabled storage of data to be so much easier. We can take advantage of that, especially in collaboration. If you can get a distributor, a retailer, and a manufacturer to get a cloud-based planning system whereby they collaborate throughout the chain, you'll find that you'll come up with a better decision than just observing your own data in your own silos. Then for you to implement such decisions, you just need for you to implement AI technologies, you need to start small, maybe with a pilot project. This is just to prove, it's a proof of concept. You see how this, when you incorporate this AI tool into your system, how can it improve this pilot project? Let's say you just identify a small problem where you want to test this AI tool in. So you get your identical internal cost and value drivers. You consider the value drivers of the project. You put a goal that maybe I want this is the amount of reduction in cost that I want. Then you introduce the AI tool. You make sure that you build your blueprint of your data architecture. That is how you're going to store this data, either if you're going to store it in one place centralized, or if you're going to extract it from different departments and come and combine it all together for integrate it all together for analysis. And another thing, apart from the data architecture, you need to collaborate and learn from other industries. Other industries have implemented these AI tools, and we need to learn from them on how to take advantage of these AI tools for our data. And you also need to acquire and build internal skills and talent. Data science is about knowing the domain, how the domain operates, and knowing the statistics behind it. Now, if you can manage to build these skills within your organization, it will be to your advantage. And it will also help with the collaboration with it will create a win-win approach with the regulators. Yes, that's all I had.